Good evening, humans! It is I, Kaiba the Pug. I have shown up tonight for the live stream because I was promised tweets. Lots and lots of tweets. But I said, if you guys don't show up to help pick the packs, then it's my job to help pick the packs. And if I do a good job picking the packs, I get tweets. So, it's okay if you guys don't show up tonight, because I get to do the work. But if you do show up tonight, then I also get to see you guys, I get to say hi, and you guys get to love me. Because I'm awesome. Now, watch as I eat this treat while Daddy prepares the packs. First, I have to go at it. I have to make sure that it's dead. Can't let it be alive. Bad thing if treats are alive. Daddy is shuffling packs without looking at the packs to make sure that the packs are mixed up well in each of the piles. I'm watching to make sure he doesn't cheat. I do a good job. I should get tweets for this too. What do you guys think? If anybody's in the comments, say hi to me and tell me how awesome I am. Because I'm Kaiba. I'm pretty cute. Yes, I am. Yes, I am. I'm pretty cute. Yes, Kaiba, you're pretty cute. Okay, Daddy's gonna say hi now too. You gonna chit chat for yourself? Oh, you going for the treat? I'm sorry. Supposed to leave it on you for a bit. You gonna start this live stream with a show for the humans? Yeah? Get that treat. Get that treat good. As soon as I take the camera off him, he's gonna do the really funny thing where he jumps up and dances around and he's gonna be really cute. But as long as I can't have the camera on him, he's probably not gonna bother to do. Good evening, everybody. How are we all doing tonight? Yes, Kaiba, I joined the live stream. It can't just be you. I have to open packs. It's part of why we're here. Yes, you're very important as well. Yes, you do a very good job. Eat your treat. Don't tell you what to do. You're Kaiba the Pug. You'll do what you want. Yeah, you typically do that. But we still love you. Okay, well, I'm gonna move the camera over here, and as soon as I do, he's gonna start playing with the treat, and then I'm gonna move the camera right back. I'm pretty much guaranteeing it. So I shuffled up these packs randomly. I did not look, so I don't know what's in what pot, what order they are in which piles. But what we're going to do is we're going to just start from the top of each pile. Actually, we're going to do it from this side. So I'm just going to cut each pile one more time. There. We're going to go from the back side of each pile, and whatever packs come up, you guys get to vote in the comments if you're here. And let me know which pack you prefer me to open. Whichever one I open tonight, we will put the other one aside for future stream or for future videos. What's up, Kaiba? He's going for a parade. Round into the kitchen. Maybe he's gonna go get some water or something. You thirsty, buddy? Yeah? Is that what you're gonna go do? Okay. Um, you'll notice I am a little bit tired. I apologize for that. But we are going to power through for this awesome pack opening stream. Um, I just didn't get the nap this afternoon that I wanted to. I tried, but it just didn't happen. Sleep often eludes me. But I'm still here, and Kava's still here. He's actually more active than I am, and we both just wanted to shout out real quick our Discord server that we opened up today. of Pugs and Card Players. Um, it is in the channel description. I have to figure out how to actually put a link onto the channel. I think I have to do that from the computer instead of through my phone. So I will do that probably tomorrow when I am setting up the Super Deck Sunday video. But in the meantime, we have many packs to open, and we have a cute little pug to keep an eye on, just in case he decides he wants to do something funny for us while he's up and about. Hey, Kevin, you gonna do something fun for the channel? You gonna show off for the humans? Go get the treat. I gotta get that treat soon. Big stretch. Yeah. You just gonna chill there? Okay, you chill there. How about you help me with the pack choice? You ready? I'm gonna flip the first packs. There's nobody else talking in the chat yet, so you've got to pick the first two. Okay? Ready? Here's your choices. You got a Bloomborough or a Tarkir Dragonstorm. Okay, Kev, do you like the Dragonstorm or do you like the Bloomborough? Oh, you like the Bloomborough? Yeah? Okay. Put the Dragonstorm aside. We have opened a lot of that lately. And Bloomborough is one of Daddy's favorites too. So that's a good pick, Kyla. That is a very good pick. And because you picked, I will give you a liver. Every time you pick a couple, you'll get a couple livers. Here you go. Good boy. You keep helping me pick, and you keep getting livers. If other humans help me pick, then you can go take a little break. You're a good boy. Alright, Daddy's gonna crack the first pack. Well, you figure out what you're doing. Number, we get 14 cards, cute little creatures, hopefully a cool legendary. Let's see what we got. Got a token on the back, it looks like. Ooh, a sword. Equipped creature gets +1/+1 and equipped 2. I actually thought that was Murders at Markov or Karlov Manor, whatever it's called. I thought it was that one personally that did the sword because I thought that was one of the weapons. Maybe I'm wrong. We got Alenia's Pathmaker. 3 in a red for a 4/2, and when it enters, exile the top card of your library until the end of your next turn. You can play that card. Not terrible, but not my favorite kind of card. Ooh, that's a new one. I haven't pulled that before. Bonebine Orator. No, yeah, Orator, yeah. 1 in a black for a 2/2. Pay 3 in a black, exile this thing from your graveyard, return another target creature card from your graveyard to your hand. That might go in my scroll deck at some point when I update that. Nice. Always nice to have extra scrolls. Scrolls are cool. Trigger Duo. Enters the battlefield until on a turn, target creature you control gains vigilance and +X/+X for X is the number of creatures you control. I mean, if you're playing bunnies, that's pretty solid. Or anything with a lot of tokens, etc. So I'm pretty happy with that. But I'm gonna put that. I'm still gonna say the scroll is my favorite pick so far. So I'm gonna put that here because I've gotten a few copies of that before. Squirrel is brand new to me. Pearl of Wisdom. Pearl of Wisdom is a sorcery that costs 1 less to cast if you control an otter, and you get to draw 2 cards. I mean, it's not bad at sorcery speed. I can't complain too much. I don't have a lot of otters though, so chances are I'm gonna have to pay the 3. But I still get to draw 2 cards and I don't have to discard, so I'll take that. Ooh, Rabbit Response. 2 and 2 white. until end of turn, creatures you control get +2/+1. And if you control a rabbit, you get to scry 2. It's instant speed, which is nice. A little expensive. I would have preferred it was a +1/+2 instead, but the extra scry 2 is a solid thing, so I will hang on to that. Hidden Grotto is a nice land. Um, when you have this thing enter the battlefield, you get to surveil, and you tap to add colorless, or you can pay 1 to tap and add 1 mana of any color, so if you're stuck, you can filter essentially for the color you need using this, which is pretty cool. 3-tree mascot. 2 for a changeling, 2/1, and pay 1, tap, add 1 mana of any color, but you can only do it once each turn. Still, pretty solid card, and I have pulled that a few times before, but it is a nice one to have an extra copy of. Hop to it. 2 and a white for a sorcery. Create 3/1/1 right. 3/1/1 white rabbit creature tokens. That one is one that I would challenge anybody to try and say really fast 3 times in a row. I like it. It's a solid card. The flavor text is nice because it's by Mrs. Bumbleflower. Finding a hidden patch of glowberries is almost as joyful as eating them. Almost. I like that sorcery a lot, actually. So far it's only the Otter Wizard I don't really care to have extra copies of because I don't really play Impulse. Ooh, I don't think I had a copy of this one before either. Check out the artwork on this one, guys. That is really pretty. I like the raccoon. Ruthless Negotiation. 1 black for a sorcery. Target opponent exiles a card from their hand. If the spell was cast from a graveyard, you get to draw a card, and it's flashback 4 and a black. Pretty decent pull. I think the squirrel is still my favorite, but it is also a new card, so I'm going to put this one underneath the squirrel. I like Clifftop Lookout, which we've pulled a few copies of before. He's not bad, Frog. He has reach. He's a 1/2 for 2 and a green. And whenever he enters, you reveal cards from the top of your library until you reveal a land. Put that card onto the battlefield tapped. And that's on the bottom of your library in a random order. I can't complain about having an extra copy of him. He's very good. So I will put him there, where he belongs. Parting Gust. 2 white for an instant. You can gift a tapped fish to somebody. I love gifting. I think that was my favorite mechanic to come out of this set. By the way, check out the beautiful artwork on this card too. That one definitely should get some love. Um, but I like gifting because you get to give other people something, and then you get a bonus effect on the cards, which is pretty fun. And yeah. So in this case, you give a fish, which is a 1/1, and in return, you get to exile a non-token creature. And if you didn't promise the gift, you return that creature to the battlefield under its owner's control. The +1/+1 counter on it at the beginning of the next end step. So if you choose your own creature, you don't bother giving a gift, and then you get to put that creature back onto the battlefield. If you don't want to choose your own creature, you give the gift, and it gets permanently exiled, which is pretty cool. So that one is a solid pull too. Definitely hitting a lot of good pulls in this pack. Kitnap. That's a new one for me too. 2 and 2 blue. Gift a card. Short. Enchant creature. When this thing enters, tap enchanted creature. If the gift wasn't promised, put 3 stun counters on it. And I control the enchanted creature. Ooh. That is cool. That is a good hit, guys. For sure. Basically, if you want to use the creature right away, you don't promise the gift, and or wait, no. If the gift wasn't promised, okay. If you give the gift, you get to use the creature right away. If you don't really want to use the creature right away, you can put a few stun counters on it, and you don't have to bother giving somebody a card. Still an amazing pull, and that one actually does beat the squirrel, I think. So I'm pretty happy with that. A full art island that is beautiful. I do love these lands from Bloomburrow. I think they're my favorite lands of all time. I especially like the seasonal effects of them. This one I think would be either spring. I'm going to go with spring. I don't think it's summer. I think that's spring. But I could be wrong. It might be summer. Still a beautiful land. And our hollow is Azure Beastbinder. That might be a new one for me too. 1 blue for Rat Rogue, 1/3 Vigilance. Can't be blocked by creatures with power 2 or greater. Whenever it attacks up to one target artifact, creature, or planeswalker an opponent controls loses all abilities until your next turn. If it is a creature, it also has base power toughness 2/2 until your next turn. Nice. That is actually a really cool hit. I am really happy with that. I don't think I had one of those, and I do want to build a blue-black rat deck at some point, so pretty solid pulls all around for the Bloomburrow pack. Uh, Definitely happy that Kaiba picked that one over the Dragonstorm because honestly, I've pulled a lot of Dragonstorm recently, and I'm just a little tired of it. But there is one more opportunity to pull Dragonstorm tonight, and ironically, it is coming up next, it looks like. I think that's the same back that we just looked at last time. So, this time, uh, don't know if anybody's in the chat still. Haven't seen any shoutouts from anybody. If you're around, guys, give me a shout. Let me know you're here. Always good to know there's people around. And I'm looking for somebody who wants to pick the next pack. If we don't get somebody soon, I'm gonna have to try and get Kaiba to get back up and pick one. He's already laying down. It's getting tired on me already. And if I lose Kaiba, I don't know, maybe I'll roll a dice or something. But it was supposed to be viewer picks, so come on, viewers, where are you guys? I'm just kidding. I love doing this for fun, anyways. Even if nobody shows up, I'll still do this until we get through all the packs. You guys will just miss out on seeing the Collector Booster Pack, Commander Masters Booster Pack. Is all. But I'm gonna put these aside for now. I'm gonna put Full Art Land in between those. I'm gonna put these ones and then the otter on the back. And we'll just stack all the cards that we open over here on top of the laptop for now. Actually, we'll put them. Yeah, we'll put them there. There's no harm, no foul there. Just that way we can keep them in their own separate piles. And as people come in, if anybody's interested in a recap, I can show them what we've pulled so far. Great. Second pack still check out and vote on. We have Tarkir Dragonstorm and Outlaws at Thunder Junction. Hassett versus Dragon Set. If anybody is in the comments, I'm going to give it 2 minutes for you guys to vote. Somebody shouts out, first person to do gets their choice. If nobody shouts out in 2 minutes, I'm going to get Kaba to pick. Kaba, do you like dragons or do you like cowboys? What do you think? He's trying to decide. I love the way he flips his head around when he's trying to decide what I'm saying. Hey, Kaba, do you like dragons or do you like cowboys? Not sure? Nobody else seems to be around to be sure either. Ah, baby boy. I love you so much. Yeah. Aww. Are you tired? Yeah. One more minute, and then we'll get Kaiba to pick. Yes, Kaiba. And when you pick, you get to get more livers. It's a win-win for you and me. I don't have to pick, so that I can still keep it a viewer's choice because you're viewing me as I do this and thinking that I'm crazy. And I'm viewing you and thinking that you are getting tired. I love you, Pug. Found a lot of fun videos this week. That pinwheel video did insane numbers. I had no idea that I was going to be watched so much. 1,500 people saw Kaiba stare at a pinwheel. I really love that video. It's one of my favorites from like way back. I think that's like 2 or 3 years old at least. This kind of came up one day in my feed from Google Photos, which likes to just feed me random photos and videos from back in the day, as well as ones that I'm doing recently. Alright, Kaiba. What do you think? Dragons? Dragons? Cowboys? Cowboys? Dragons? Hmm? You don't care? Do you want to liver? You gonna vote? Which one do you like, Kaiba? Pick one. I like the livers. I don't care about the packs. Yeah, I didn't think that was gonna work. But we tried. At least you make for some cute content. You do make for some cute content, Kaiba. And you are just the best. Alright, I give you a few more livers. He's just gonna pick the packs himself, I guess. Unless some other people show up. If some other people show up, that'll be great. And if not, well, it'll be a little bit dull tonight, but that's okay. Can't win them all, can we, Kaiba? Eh? Can we win them all? No. Do. Wow, we've been live for a half hour and we've only opened one pack. We probably should get going on this if we're going to do this tonight. Maybe we'll only open like 3 or 4 packs tonight since there's not a lot of people showing up. Maybe we'll save the Commander Masters pack for another night. We'll see. We'll play that by ear. To be honest, Data wasn't feeling any of these packs. I'm not feeling any of these packs. Nobody else showed up to feel either of these packs. Let's put both those packs aside for a later rating date. And I'm going to go with the next set. Ooh, Throne of Eldraine versus Brothers War. Now that could be a fun one to decide on. Let's see if Kaiba will pick between these two. Hey Kaiba. Brothers War? Throne of Eldraine. Oh, that was definitely a Throne of Eldraine. I apologize. I can't really hold all 3 things at the same time and do it properly, but watch this. I assume that's a dragon on the front, and I really think he's like super into that dragon. So, Brothers War, you get bumped for tonight. At least in that matchup, there is one more Brothers War pack in these next two, but we will do a Throne of Eldraine next. And like I say, maybe we'll only do like 3 or 4 more. There's some that are only like one-offs, and I kind of want to save those for when people are actually around. Might keep this just a real short one tonight. Throne of Eldraine, what have you got? Show me your pack and show me your hot. Oh, Throne of Eldraine. Is Throne of Eldraine one of the ones I need to move around? Yes, it is, I think. Okay. So, We got a token, and there'll probably be a land, and then there'll be. Let's move 5. And probably the best one would be at the front, so we'll put like that, I guess. Okay, here we go. Oh, I forgot to put the land in the token back. We have food. I actually like this food token. It's kind of cute. It's like I know it's supposed to be a basket, but it's almost set up the way it is, like a cornucopia. But I like the little wolf's paw too, which is what really makes it for me. It makes it like a Red Riding Hood kind of thing too. So cute token. We got ourselves a basic forest with a pretty nice artwork on it. I'm not gonna lie, I like that artwork. Throwable Dream, not bad set tonight. Ardenvale Tactician, first card on the pack. 1 and 2 white for a 2/3, 1 and a white to put it on the adventure. It is a 2/3 with flying, and the adventure side is an instant that lets you tap up to 2 target creatures. It's not terrible. I mean, if you're going to build a Knight's deck eventually, I might build a second Knight's deck. Um, that would definitely be a fun one to put in. I'm not going to say that's, well, it's top poll technically right now, but it's probably going to get bumped real soon. Signpost Scarecrow. 2/4 for 4 with Vigilance. Pay 2, add 1 mana of any color. You can do that repeatedly, but I don't like the fact that you have to pay 2 to get 1. So, not my favorite one. Return to Nature is a solid card, though. Pick an instant speed to destroy artifact, an enchantment, or exile a card from a graveyard. I will take that. Sure. That is a good one. Scorching Dragonfire, 1 in a red, deal 3 damage to a creature or a planeswalker. If it would die, you exile it. Exiling is great. Going to definitely save that one as a solid. Garen Brig Carver. This is a new one for me too. 3 and a green for 3/2 with Shield's Might as the instance adventure. The 3/2 has no abilities, and the adventure target creature gets +2/+2 until end of turn. That kind of sucks. You go down. Ooh, Golden Egg is a good pull though. For 2, you get an artifact that enters, gives you a card, pay 1, tap, sacrifice, add 1 mana of any color, pay 2, tap, sacrifice, and get 3 life. Either way, you get some pretty solid value from it. If you can recur it from your graveyard repeatedly, this is a definite must artifact deck. So, Merfolk Secret Keeper. 1 blue for a Merfolk Wizard 0/4. Okay, but I mean, you're only paying 1. I'm not going to complain about that. Venture Deeper, Sorcery Speed, Adventure. Target player puts the top 4 cards of their library into their graveyard. Alright. Hey, Sean! How's it going? Nice to have you on board, buddy. Not doing too bad, just ripping some packs, having some good times. Kava's taking up the mantle to vote for what we pick so far, because I don't want to be the one who picks. I like that one actually. I think that one's better than the knight, so I'm gonna put that there. Silverflame Squire, 2/1. 1 and a white. On alert, 2 and a white. The 2/1 has no abilities, and the instant target creature gets +2/+2 until end of turn and untap it. I mean, that's slightly better than the other one, but not by much. I'll still put it mid just because it's better than this one, but yeah, really. Not by much. Tall as a beanstalk. 3 and a green. Enchant creature. Enchanted creature gets +3/+3, has reach, and is a giant in addition to other types. That's a good aura. Awesome. Glad to hear you're doing well, Sean. Getting ready for the stream later tonight, I assume? When are you starting yours? I want to make sure I catch the beginning of it tonight. That is definitely my pull of the night, or my pull of this pack right now. I like that Beanstalk card a lot. Animating Fairy. 2 and a blue for a 2/2 that has flying. That's solid. and 2 and a blue for Bring to Life, which is a sorcery that lets you make target non-creature artifact you control become a 0/0 creature, and you put 4+1/+1 counters on it. Damn, bad either. Both those cost the same? You know what? That's pretty good. And it's new, but I still like the Beanstalk one better, so there we go. Skullknocker Ogre. 3 and a red for 4/3. Whenever this thing deals damage to an opponent, that player discards a card at random. If the player does, they draw a card. I like that. That's pretty cool. Beanstalk is still my favorite, but that one is definitely a close second. Oh yeah, I'll be ready around 10 p.m. your time, so that's like 11 p.m. my time, I think. Okay, cool. Giant Skewer, 1 and a black. The quick creature gets +2/+1, and whenever the quick creature deals combat damage to a creature, create a food token. Nice. This is a great one to have an extra copy of. That actually is slightly better than the Beanstalk one because making food tokens repeatedly so that you have extra artifacts to sacrifice plus gain life off of. Beautiful thing. Um, for those who are tuning in, anybody who else is besides Sean, make sure you check out Sean's channel. He does replays of like retro games. Right now he's doing a lot of Resident Evil stuff, which is awesome. Definitely enjoying those live streams. Bob Naughty. 3 and 2 black for a fairy that's a 3/3 with flying, and pay 2 and a black, sacrifice a food, target creature gets -3/-3 until end of turn. So, I mean, case in point, that goes great with the skewer. We got a solid pack out of this one. And, ooh, our first legendary of the night. Definitely going to keep legendaries. What card game is this? Yeah, Magic. Magic the Gathering. Yorvo, Lord of Garenbrig, is 3 green for a 0/0. Giant Noble. When he enters the battlefield, you give him 4+1/+1 counters. Whenever another green creature enters the battlefield under your control, put a +1/+1 counter on him. Then, if that creature's power is greater than his, put another +1/+1 counter on him. That is insanely fun for green decks. Oh my god. That is a fantastic legendary. I'm going to make a little pile of legendaries right next to the Commander Masters pile, or pack, so that we keep those on the board for people to see as they come in, because that is going to be the best stuff that we pull for sure, is legendaries, of course, since I am a Commander player, and we always need more legendaries. That could be fun to build a deck around originally on your own, but I mean, in general, I think that is probably even better as part of the 99. Right, Sean, you are in the chat, so you get to pick next. Choices are Unfinity or Dragon's Maze. My last pack of Dragon's Maze. And the last one was available at the store too. I checked in the other day. They do not have any more left. So, pretty cool. Pretty cool. What pack should I craft next? Okay, sleeping on the floor now. Poor little guy. Crashed out. Over here. Nice. We are going to go to Infinity. We will save the Dragon's Maze for a future stream. Infinity is hilarious. I do love pulling from Infinity. Because, first off, half the cards are not legal in any game whatsoever unless somebody says that they are okay with you playing it. Thank you. He is a very cute doggo. He's like the star of my channel. Last week we put out a short and he got like the most hits of any or views of anything on my channel so far. So we are trying to do more Puggy content along with the card game content. Uh, we got Criswall as our first card from this pack. Defender, pay blue, tap, you get a ticket. And pay 4 and a blue, tap, you may put a sticker on a non-land permanent you own. Nice. This is really useful, actually. That is a great card to start us off. We are, of course, in this pack looking for the Shocklands. I think that's what's in here. If I remember correctly, they're worth pretty decent coin, and I have pulled one so far, so they definitely are available in these draft packs. This is an Acorn card, so this one's actually legal versus this one, which is not. Leading performance. 1 and a white, choose 2 letters. Put a +1/+1 counter on each creature you control whose name begins with either of the chosen letters. Okay. Rat in the Hat. I love this one. This one makes me laugh. Pay 1 black for a 1/2, tap, sacrifice this thing, and until end of turn you may cast a target creature card that has a hat from your graveyard. He's so cute. Not as cute as Kaiba, but still pretty cute. Ooh, Rad Rascal. I don't think we pulled that one before. 3 and a red. When this thing enters the battlefield, open an attraction. Nice. And it's a 3/3. That's a good one. Carnival Carnivore. 5 and a black for 4/6 with Death Touch, and when it enters the battlefield, you get a ticket, and then you can put a sticker on a non-land permanent you own. Okay. Creepy, but okay. And begin. 1 green. Until end of turn, target non-Brushwag creature gets +1/+1 for each super type, card type, and subtype it has. Okay. Now, this is one of those things where I'm not 100% sure, and normally I would get somebody else who's watching to shout out and give me some hands, but I think the way that works is um, it would get 2 for being a legendary and a creature, and then it would also get 2 for being a giant and a noble. So I think it would get +4/+4 until end of turn if I played it on this card. But that's what I think. Clown Band. 1 in a red for 1/3. Target robot gets +2/+0 until end of turn. Yeah, alright. Definitely I think the best one so far is the prize wall. I think that's probably the best hit so far on this pack. That is really versatile. Gets you tickets constantly, gets you to be able to put on stickers without any issues. Ooh, Pero Lost Dice. Or Pero Dice Lost, sorry. 3 and 2 green. Roll 2 6-sided dice. Return any number of cards with total mana value X or less from your graveyard to your hand, where X is the total value of those results. And then exile this. And that actually is legal. That surprises me. I would have expected this one to be an Acorn card, but that one's actually legal. So cool. Strength Testing Hammer. 1 for an artifact equipment. Whenever the equipped creature, attacks, roll a 6-sided die. That creature gets +X/+0 until end of turn, where X is the result. Then, if the creature has the greatest power or is tied for the greatest power among creatures on the battlefield, you get to draw a card. Alright. Pretty decent. Somehow that one's legal too. I'm impressed. This one I thought for sure would be an Acorn one because it's got blank in the name. But, okay. Last Voyage of the Blank. 3 and a black. When this enchantment enters the battlefield, you may put a name sticker on it. Then it becomes an aura with enchant creature. Return a creature card from your graveyard to the battlefield and attach this aura to it. Enchanted creature gets +2/+0 for each name sticker on this aura with 7 or fewer letters. When this aura leaves the battlefield, sacrifice the enchanted creature. Yeah. I mean, the artwork in this set is insane. Yeah, definitely. I mean, I can give you a brief idea of how the game works. Essentially, um, I haven't pulled one yet in this pack, but there are lands that you have to have on the battlefield, like this forest, and you put these into play one per turn unless you have some sort of special rule that lets you bypass the regular rule and put more than one. And you use these to tap and pay the cost for the cards that you want to put into play. So this one needs 3 forests to be tapped. So I would need to have 3 of these in play, tap them, and then I could put this into play. And then I would be able to use this from then on in the game. So just a really quick down and dirty thing. You need to have a bunch of creatures on your board constantly, otherwise you're going to get hit in the face because the creatures protect you. You're basically like a wizard, and you're manifesting all this stuff to fight for you so that you don't get hit by the stuff that other people are making. And you cast spells at instant and sorcery speed, which means you can cast them on your turn versus anyone's turn versus your turn, as well as artifacts, which is like equipment or little things like trinkets, like necklace, things like that, for example. And then enchantments, which just kind of change the whole battlefield, versus artifacts usually only change like one thing at a time, unless they're not equipment. If they're like regular artifacts, they can affect more stuff. But anyways, yeah, real short version. Yeah, and everybody has 40 life to start, and the object is to try and get everybody down to 0 while keeping your life above 0, or to win by some sort of weird alternate version. Knife and Death. Okay, that one's funny. 2 and 2 black. This one is an acorn, so it can't be played legally. Just a second. As long as the spell is on the stack, players can't move permanents. Huh. One at a time, throw 10 cards you own from outside the game onto the playing area with from a distance of at least 3 feet. Or 1 meter for my Canadian friends, like myself. For each of those cards, Knife and Death deals 1 damage to each creature or planeswalker you don't control that a card is touching. You gain life equal to the damage dealt this way. Nice. That's actually pretty cool. We can't use it legally, but most of the decks that you build with this stuff, you're just going to have to get people to play anyways. We did not get the Pain Land, or the Shock Land, unfortunately, but we got a really cool looking swamp. I like that one. Definitely a beautiful artwork on that one. And then we got our attractions, which are the Superlatorium. I don't think I have this one before. Listen, an opponent chooses the quietest, the slowest, or the ugly. Yeah, I definitely haven't visited this one yet. The ugliest. You choose a creature, then ask a person outside of the game to choose the creature that best fits the chosen criteria. If they choose the same creature you chose, claim the prize, which is to create 2 1/1 red balloon creature tokens with flying, then sacrifice the thing here to open another attraction. Next, Chamber. Ooh, another one I don't think I had before. Return a creature you don't control with the lowest toughness among creatures you don't control to its owner's hand. Nice. And a clown robot. Cute. And I don't think I had that sticker sheet before either. Snazzy Aether Homunculus. Ooh, we might have. Homunculus sounds familiar. But I don't recognize those artworks, so I'm going to say no. I think we don't. Cool. That was a fun pack. Still sitting on only 1 legendary for the night so far in 3 packs, which is pretty low for our usual pull rate, to be quite honest. But I'm not unhappy about that. I know we'll pull a bunch in this pack. Should we get that far tonight? Alright. Not seeing any other chat in, or anybody else in the chat so far, but that's all good. Still nice to have you aboard, Sean. Thank you for tuning in. I suppose I should pick the next pack this time. My brother was more of the card player, I think, or at least he collected Pokemon and Yu-Gi-Oh. I was a Yu-Gi-Oh player actually before I started Magic. Um, for those who are new to the channel, side story. I love Yu-Gi-Oh. I grew up with Yu-Gi-Oh. It was my favorite card game. Played it for like 20 plus years. Collected the cards the entire way along up until they started doing Link Monsters, and Link Monsters just completely ruined the game for me. Um, Sped up the game massively, and basically instead of it being like a slow build game, it is now who can win on turn one or turn two. So it's just not my kind of jam anymore. I'm so glad that you stopped by too, Sean. Thank you. I really appreciate it. Um, my usual main man guy, Snoop, had a dinner tonight, unfortunately, but I hope he's having a great time with his family. So all good there. But normally I'd have him shouting out all the stuff and giving me prices and things for different cards that I pull and stuff. He's really into it. He's an awesome guy. Just gonna adjust this slightly. So the next two packs that we have to pick from are Dominaria and Infinity again. Um, since we just did Infinity, I'm gonna pick that we do Dominaria this time. So I'm just gonna put that one over here for a future time. And let's crack this Dominaria one. And maybe we'll crack one or two more and we'll call it. Because Kaiba's pretty tired, I'm pretty tired. Sean's gotta get ready for his stream. Unless somebody else jumps in as wants to shout out for another pack. Quick shout out again. Kaiba and I now have officially got our Discord server up and running. It is called Pugs and Card Players. So if you get a chance, we'd love it if you join that. If you haven't already subscribed and done other stuff to the channel, please do that as well. This one does not have a pack trick. Okay, we are good. Always good to check and make sure there's no pack trick. Ooh, nice Saproling token. I love tokens. Tokens are like extra monsters that you can create through effects, essentially. Yes, Kaiba. You're a good puppy. Oh, you need some attention. The camera stopped being on you for a while and you're upset. Yes, you're a good boy. Yes, you are. Yes, I'm impressed that you stayed up tonight for the humans. Yes, good puppy. Yes, you're a good puppy. What are you looking for? Hmm? Yeah, you just want the attention and love? Yeah. Such a good boy. You can have a couple more livers. I'm not going to give you too many. Give you too many, you're going to want to go for your walk way too early tonight. And then I'm not going to get any sleep. Here you go. Okay? There you go. Okay? Is that better? What's wrong, Bubby? Hmm? You're a good boy. Well, then eat your livers. There you go. Good puppy. Ah, the joys of having a puck. They are the most wonderful companions, but they are like a bottomless pit and is like the world's most difficult decision of how much to feed them and carefully balance out to make sure you don't overfeed them, make sure they get enough exercise, all that good stuff, so that they can have long and healthy lives. the meme is for them to get so fat and then they just all lay around and they don't do anything and then they don't have great lives. You gotta keep them active. That's the big goal. Hey, Kaiba. Gotta keep you active. Yes. You're a good boy. Daddy's gonna go back to doing the packs. Do you want to come up and sit with Daddy? You can come up and sit with Daddy. You want to come up? You can come up? You can come up and sit with Daddy while I open the packs. You can sit right there. No? I'll wait. Have a day down there. Cherish him every day. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that, Sean. That is hard. Well, that's a decent amount of time to be mourning for a friend for sure. I'm not gonna lie, I think when he passes because of just the way I am, I'm either gonna have to get a new dog relatively quickly or I'm probably gonna lose my damn mind. He kind of keeps me on the same path as much as I need to be with my depression and stuff. Helps to have like um a routine and things like that too, with regards to like feeding him and taking him out for his W's and stuff like that. Yes, baby. Oh, I can understand that for sure, buddy, and I'm sorry about your loss for sure. I'm not gonna push you to talk about it any more than you want to for sure, but I feel bad for you, buddy. I can definitely empathize. My brother lost his baby 2 years ago last Halloween, so it'll be 3 years this year. And he's still hung up on that for sure. And I know that he wants to get another dog, but he can't yet. So completely understand. Yes, Kaiba. What would you like? No, I'm not going to give you more now. Now you need to stop for a bit. Maybe have a little lay down. Play with one of your toys. Okay? I do this pack, and then maybe we'll play with the ball for a bit. Maybe the humans will want to see you play with the ball. Take a break from the card stuff. Alright. I got Charge. So cute. Alright, I put the pack down like this so that I can do it like that. And then I can still scratch you with one hand. Charge is one for a white instant. Creatures you control get +1/+1 until end of turn. Pretty straightforward, but I love the artwork of it, so I will definitely play that in some deck at some point. Beautiful little like charge of knights there. Giru Journey Mage. Creature, human wizard, 3/2 for 2 and a red. When it enters the battlefield, if you control another wizard, this thing deals 2 damage to each opponent. Well, that's not bad if you're playing wizards. If you're not playing wizards, that kind of sucks, but I mean, I've got a couple decks that would work in. Uh, Llanowar Scout, 1 a green for an elf, 1/3, tap, you can put a land from your hand onto the battlefield. So this is an example of one of those things that would let you play an extra forest in a turn. If you had two forests in your hand, you could put one down for the amount that you're allowed to play per turn, and then you tap this guy and you get to play an extra one. He is an insanely good card. So that's probably top pull of the pack so far. Dredge Sentinel, 2 and a black for Skeleton Warrior 2/1. Pay 3, tap this thing, it gains indestructible until end of turn. Hmm. Okay. It's cute. I like it. I'll put it there. It's not one that I've pulled before, but it's definitely not the best pull of the pack by any means so far. Rescue. 1 blue, return target permanent you control to its owner's hand. That's actually pretty cool too, but again, the scout is better, for sure. Yes, baby boy. I know. I know. Scratch, scratch, scratch. Scratch, scratch, scratch. Sarah Disciple, 1 and a white for Bird Cleric 1/1 with flying, first strike, and whenever you cast a historic spell, this thing gets +1. Damn, that's pretty good. That's really good, actually. Is that better than a sketch? It's close, but no, I think the scout's still the better one. Second Bird Soldier, 3 and a white for a 3/2 with flying, much worse than the first one, so you go over here. Eviscerate, 3 and a black, sorcery, destroy target creature. Eh, there's much cheaper ones, but I do like the artwork on that for sure. That's pretty cool artwork on that one. Not gonna lie. Some of the artwork in this game is really graphic compared to say artwork in Pokemon, for example, and stuff like that. Even Yu-Gi-Oh isn't really as graphic as this game is. At least what didn't used to be. Land of the War Elves is a classic. Always great to have an extra one of these. Just taps for green, but very helpful to have an extra green tapper. Vicious Offering, 1 and a black, kicker, sacrifice a creature. Target creature gets -2/-2 until on a turn, but if the spell was kicked, it gets -5/-5 until on a turn instead. Yeah, alright. Not bad, not bad. Especially in decks that like to sacrifice creatures. Gaia's Blessing. 1 and a green, sorcery. Target player shuffles up to 3 target cards from their graveyard into their library. Draw a card. When this thing is put into your graveyard from your library, shuffle your graveyard into your library. Nice. That's pretty neat. I like that a lot, actually. Fire Fist Adept. 4 and a red for a 3/3. When it enters the battlefield, it deals X damage to target creature an opponent controls, where X is the number of wizards you control. Again, if you're playing wizards, great. If not, not super great. Nice! Second legendary of the day. 4 and 2 green for an Ape Warrior. 5/5 with Kicker 3. If this thing was kicked, it enters the battlefield with 5+1/+1 counters on it, so it becomes a 10/10. Holy crap, that's massive. And whenever this thing attacks alone, double its power and tough. Whoa. Okay, so if you pay the full cost for this, you're going to get a 10/10 that when it attacks alone becomes a 20/20 until end of turn. That is insane. Because there is one thing I forgot to mention in this game. Because I specifically play Commander, you pick one legendary creature to be like the leader of your deck, and that card sits kind of outside of the deck, and you can play it over and over again. But every time you play it, you have to pay 2 extra mana. Um, so when it dies, instead of putting it in the graveyard, you put it back in its own little zone usually, and then you pay for it again, kind of thing. So in this case, you pay for this guy, he comes in, and then if he deals 21 damage, if any one commander deals 21 damage to somebody, that player automatically loses the whole game. So you make this guy, say, a 7/7 by adding an equipment to him, and then he has the 5+1/+1 counters, so he becomes a 12/12. And then he doubles his power and toughness and becomes a 20 or 24/24, and he wins you the game in 1 strike if he can't be blocked. That is huge. Plus another green. Clifftop Retreat enters the battlefield and tapped unless you control a mountain or plains. Not bad. Add red or white. Plus, I like the artwork on this one. The artwork's pretty nice on this one. And plains. I mean, the hit for sure for me was the legendary, but I do like Gaia's Blessing and the Land of War Scout as well. So, solid pack. Good stuff. Good stuff. Oh, 2 legendaries stay up there. Sorry. My bad. Okay. What's up, baby boy? I had 3 more packs in each stack, but yes, you're getting very antsy, I know. What's the matter? Do you need to go outside? You're not getting more treats. Not right now. Yes, there's a very cute look you give, the stiff upper lip. I love that. You get this like little Elvis thing going, it's cute. Oh, baby boy. Yes, I know. You're very tired. What's up, sweetheart? Oh, boy. Well, guys, Kaiba seems to be very, very eager for us to end this soon, I think. We might have to just, like, pick 1 pack out of the next 6 and call it quits after that, I think. We've been going for over an hour anyways, which isn't too bad for a stream for us. And we can save the rest of the packs for another time, eh, Kaiba? Maybe another time we'll have more fun? What do you think? You seem very out of it tonight. Or do you want to play? Do you want to play with a toy? I can take a break from the cards and we can play with a toy. Who do you want to play with? Do you want to play with the little raccoon? Hmm? Do you want to play with your llama? No? What's that, baby boy? I know. Yes, you're really not into it tonight, eh? You're just like, Daddy, enough's enough. I want you to give me attention. Stop giving all the humans online attention. Give me the attention. I'm the special one. I know you're the special. Make you a deal. I open 1 more pack and I'll call it quits for tonight. Sean has been awesome, but nobody else showed up tonight, and I don't want to keep Sean too long since he's got lots of stuff he's got to do too. You gonna eat one of your treats or something now? Yeah, sure what you're gonna do. Yeah, I know. Okay, 1 more pack. You want to pick the last pack? Let's see. In this side, we've got Guilds of Ravnica, Brothers War, and Core. Let's go Guilds. And on this side, we got Throne, Zendikar, and Kaldheim. Let's go Kaldheim. Alright, Kaiba. You ready? Last pick of the night. Guilds of Ravnica or Kaldheim? Which one? Which one? Yeah? Okay. Guilds of Ravnica. Good pick. Good pick. We'll save the Commander Masters pack for another day. It's going to be really hard for Daddy not to open that because that one's like $25 and it has a lot of really cool stuff in it. But Daddy will save it for a rainy day when we do another stream. We'll do this last pack and then we'll stop for tonight so Daddy can give you the attention and love that you need. Okay? Yes, you're a good boy. Okay. Hopefully nobody else just shows up randomly at the last pack, but oh well, if they do, they do. I show up at a lot of people's I get to a lot of people's streams last minute, and I always feel bad about it. We got ourselves a soldier token with 1/1 and lifelink on the back of the pack. Is this one of the ones that needs a trick? No, looks like we're okay. Alright. We got ourselves a Haunted Witness. When it dies, create a 1/1 white soldier creature token with lifelink. Oh, hey, you got one of those. Just go together. Unexplained Disappearance. 1 and a blue, return target creature to its owner's hand, and then surveil one. Well, that's pretty good. Surveilling is fun because, so there's scrying and there's surveilling. Scrying lets you look at the top card of your library, put it either back on top or put it on the bottom, and your deck being your library. And surveilling lets you look at the top card, either put it back on top or put it into your graveyard instead. So depending on what kind of style of deck you're running, both of them are really good mechanics. Definitely a solid pull. Cosmotronic Wave. 3 and a red. When it's a sorcery, it deals 1 damage to each creature your opponents control. Creatures your opponents control can't block this. Ooh, damn. That's a great card. I like that a lot, actually. That is definitely a hit over that one. Portcullis Vine. 1 for a 0/3 plant wall defender. Pay 2, tap, sacrifice a creature with defender to draw a card. So in theory, you can sacrifice this. It doesn't say you can't, but I mean, that's not bad. The walls deck I want to build, unfortunately, is actually a blue, red, white deck specifically. So, but this could still go in my Guildgates deck, possibly, depending on what I put into that. Never happened. 2 and a black for sorcery. Target opponent reveals their hand. You choose a non-land card from that player's graveyard or hand and exile it. That's pretty cool, actually. We're getting a lot of really neat cards out of this pack. Doggo did pick a good pack. 1 and either a black or green twice. For Gorgon with Death Touch, and it's a 2/2. Very cool. Very cool. I am a huge fan of Death Touch. It's actually my favorite mechanic in the game. What that means is if this creature deals damage to, say, this creature, even if this creature would survive, because technically this is a 2/2, so 2 power to 3 toughness means that this creature's tough enough it should survive. Because of Death Touch, it will automatically die at the end of the combat. So that is pretty cool. I like that. This one, not so much. I've pulled this one enough times that it's kind of ridiculous to keep seeing it. Fresh-Faced Recruit is a 1 in red or white for a 2/1, and as long as it's your turn, he has first strike. When it's not your turn, he dies really, really rapidly. He is my least favorite card in this pack so far. Artful Takedown. 2 blue and a black. Choose 1 or both. Tap target creature. Target creature is -2/-4 until end of turn. Damn! That's pretty vicious in the right, and it's in the right colors for that to be fun to play. The Gorgon is actually, to be perfectly honest, this red one is my favorite so far. But I do love that Gorgon. Sumala Woodshaper. 2, a green and a white for a 2/1 elf. When it enters the battlefield, look at the top 4 cards of your library. You can reveal a creature and enchantment from among them to put into your hand, and the rest go to the bottom of your library in a random order. It costs way too much, and it has too weak a butt for this to be worthwhile playing. I do love the rest of its effect, but yeah, no. Devious Cover-Up. 2 and 2 blue, instant, counter target spell. If the spell is countered, exile it instead of putting it into its owner's graveyard. You can shuffle up to 4 target cards from your graveyard into... Ooh, that's an insanely good instant. That's probably actually worth some money, even though it's a common card because of all the stuff it does. I could be wrong. It could be worth like 10 cents, but that just feels like one of those ones that people would actually want to put in their decks a lot of the time. I like it. Goblin Crater Maker. Goblin Warrior, 1 and a red for a 2/2. Pay 1, sacrifice this thing, and it either deals 2 damage to target creature or destroy target colorless non-land permanent. Great way to get rid of a treasure token, I suppose, but otherwise, sure why I want, or I mean like a soul ring or something, but eh. Sinister Sabotage is another great counter spell. Counter target spell and surveil one at instant speed. Oh, great counter spells in this pack. First Strike and Mentor on Sunhome Stalwart is also actually a really good soldier. 2/2. Mentor, whenever this creature attacks, you get to put +1/+1 counter on another creature if it has less power than this thing. So, as long as you find a way to boost this one's power, you're going to boost the rest of your board. Ooh, Guildmage's Foray. Add colorless or pay 1, tap, add 1 mana of any color. If the mana is spent on a multicolored creature, that creature enters with an additional +1/+1 counter on it. Very, very cool. This is an awesome land, actually. And is it Guildmage? Or Guildgate? I figured it would be a Guildgate since it was Guilds of Ravnica. Not a terrible land. I do like the actual artwork on this one, so that's pretty nice. But definitely this is probably the best pull out of that pack, other than a couple cards from earlier. Like, actually, that whole pack was pretty decent. I'm pretty happy with that pack. All right. Well, this has been a lot of fun, guys. Thank you for tuning in. I would go longer, but as I say, we just don't have a lot of people showing up tonight, and Kaiba really seems to need some attention. And I don't want to leave him alone for too long per se because he gets upset and then um, it might be difficult later to get him to go to sleep. So I think I'll just take him outside for now, play with him in the backyard some, and then hopefully try and catch Sean's stream. Remember, guys, one more time, shouting out Sean's channel. Definitely go check it out. Does Resident Evil content, lots of good stuff. Other retro games too. Um, he's streaming tonight at 11 in his time, which is technically 12 o'clock my time, I believe. So check it out. All right. I will give you guys one more shot of Kaiba as we go to the outro. Much love to you all from Kaiba and I to you. Take care. Have a great night, guys.